Earlier today here at the Fannin County Courthouse, a special session of the grand jury was held to consider the case of Thomas Taunton. Luckily, there were no houses in danger here off of 82 where the largest area of land was burned. But one woman says the fire that was set on her property came a little too close to home.
I'm getting ready to take the shooting portion of the CHL licensing. We'll see how I do.
Because the county fair is this week, commissioners say that the drug court has agreed to close. This Shell station behind me here in Sherman is just one of many convenience stores hit by the burglars. 3 suspicious house fires over just the past few days. Cowan says she's never really looked at Matt being autistic as a disability, but rather a challenge that they choose to meet.
It really helps to engage kids because it just makes it fun.
The DA's office has not yet decided if they will seek the death penalty, but if they do, Glazer says it will be the first time in his 8 years in office. Live in Bonham, Jalah Gray, First News.
You know, it didn't soak in. When somebody tells you that someone's just gone.
September 26, 1981 is a day that Otis Kinsey says he will never forget. A call from his ex-wife in Oklahoma City changed the rest of his life.
She called and said, "We need you to come up here." And I said, "For what?" And she said, "Charlotte's gone." And it didn't register on me.
His daughter, 13-year-old Charlotte Kinsey, went missing that day from the Oklahoma State Fair, starting a search that would consume his entire life.
Police, you know, they'll tell you bits and pieces, and you gotta read between the lines.
Between those lines was a story that would never completely come to an end, and a name Otis says he'll never forget.
Royal Russell Long.
Royal Russell Long was a part-time carny and a long-haul trucker. Investigators say he was known for going around to state fairs and carnivals like this one and enticing young girls with the promise of a job to unload stuffed animals from a truck that never existed. On September 26, 1981, Charlotte Kinsey and her friend Cinda Pallett accepted that job offer. The 2 girls had gone to the fair with their boyfriends. After calling their moms for permission, the 4 kids left with Long.
He got all the kids in the car and took them, said, "We got to go meet the truck out here."
The boys later told investigators Long took them to a nearby truck stop, but the truck was not there. He asked the boys to get out and wait in case it showed up, while he and the girls went to check the next stop. The boys watched as the car drove away. That was the last time Charlotte Kinsey and Cinda Pallett were seen alive.
Her mother's no longer living. You know, that devastated her. She talked about her till her dying day.
Christy Lane says Charlotte's mother kept her room just the way she left it for 8 years after she vanished, hanging on to the hope that one day her daughter would come home. She was just 5 months old when her sister disappeared, but Christy remembers growing up hearing Charlotte's story. Today, she says it has profoundly affected the way she raises her own children.
I won't even let them run around the block, like just, you know, ride their bikes around the block, anything like that. I'm like very overprotective.
I just don't know. Something like that just leaves you feeling bitter.
Otis still remembers the last time he saw Charlotte like it was yesterday. And today, he says he can't help but look for her face in every crowd.
If I'm at a mall or a carnival or something and I see a little girl like that, you feel almost impelled to go look at the face. I mean, and Charlotte would be in her 30s, 40s now. And, you know, I mean, you just hang on to these memories.
Stephen is an amazing young man. I think he has a whole lot to offer.
Pokemon stuff.
18-year-old Stephen Songer says he feels like he could run a marathon these days, but having so much energy is completely new to him. Diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at birth, he's been sick his entire life. Just a few months ago, he was told he had about 6 months to a year left to live.
I was just tired. I was tired of everything. Tired of having to be connected to an oxygen tube. Tired of being tired. See, when you don't have lungs, you don't really have the energy to do anything.
The cystic fibrosis had damaged his lungs so much they were functioning at a dangerously low percentage. Stephen was in desperate need of a double lung transplant.
He couldn't hardly move anymore. He was sick, and I knew that if it didn't happen soon that I was it was not going to be good, that I was probably going to have to bury him.
He was put on a transplant waiting list, and in just 2 months, he was matched with a donor. On March 31st, Stephen was given a healthy set of lungs.
So I was just happy that I would be able to live a normal life, a better life that I haven't had in a long time.
His Aunt Suzanne says his recovery has been nothing short of a miracle. Just days after surgery, he was able to dance and play around with his cousins.
To see him now with new lungs, being able to walk across the floor, go pick up what he wants, to be able to tell me what he wants to say and be able to finish the whole sentence because he doesn't run out of air, it's just amazing.
Stephen and his aunt are staying close to the hospital in Dallas while he recovers. Family and friends say they can't wait for him to come home.
I love him like he's one of my own.
Oh, he's one of the nicest people I know. Of all people, he deserves to live as long as he wants to.
He has an appreciation for life that I haven't seen in any 18-year-old ever.
I'm ready for him to get back. I'm ready to hang out with him, play guitar and go outside, play football.
Suzanne says her nephew's strength in the face of death has inspired her to live every day like it could be your last.
He's taught me that, you know, we always get stressed out over this or that or this or that, and none of that's really important. Love and life is what it's about.
Stephen's family says he's on track to graduate in June, and he's looking forward to walking across the stage with his friends. In Dallas, Jalah Gray, First News.
A lot of times people don't really actually tell everybody what's going on inside their home.
Cassandra Hearn says she's known 43-year-old Donna Barrett since they were kids. So she was shocked when she heard Barrett was found dead inside her home just down the street.
When I came out of my house, I seen the ambulance, but I thought it was just a neighbor. We got elderly people around here. I thought maybe one of them had a cardiac arrest or something.
Anytime there's foul play and unexplained circumstances, we're going to investigate it as a murder.
Police say family members had become concerned about Donna when she didn't show up to work early Saturday morning. So when they came over here that evening to check on her and she didn't answer, they forced their way inside to find her dead.
The family was concerned because she was out of her normal routine.
Officer Curtis Garrett says Barrett's car was found abandoned at an apartment complex across town.
I can't comment on any of what we found inside the residence at this time. We're handling it. The body has been taken to Dallas for a autopsy, and we will know more when we get the results of that autopsy back.
Many neighbors tell us police were called to Barrett's house on several occasions for reports of loud arguments with a man.
I was really speechless, but all alone knowing, sooner or later something was going to give because they were just constantly fighting all the time and the police were being called.
Police won't comment about any previous incidents at the home and say right now they don't have any suspects in Barrett's death. If you have any information about this murder, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers at 903-785-8477.